So in this question, we'll first find out how much interest we can earn on $10,000 in 1 year, where the annual interest rate is 4% and it's compounded semi-annually. So every 6 months, it will be compounded. So to find the interest that will be paid for the 6-month period, we first find out what would be the amount for the entire year. So we just have to find 4% of 10,000. So that's $400. Now this is for 1 year, and because we need to pay the interest in 6 months, we would pay half of that. So at the end of 6 months, you'd pay out $200, half of that. So the balance would be $10,200. Now for the next 6-month period, the interest would be paid on this amount. So again, we find the annual amount first, and then we'll compute it for the next 6-month period. So that would be 102 times 4, which is $408. And this is for 1 year. So we have it because we will be paying it every 6 months. So that's 204. And we'll add that to that principal at the beginning of the end of the 6-month period. So that would be 10,404. So you'll see it's a little bit more than 10,400, which if we weren't compounding semi-annually, meaning it was just a one-time annual payment, that would be just 400. So that difference of $4 is because we earned that on the additional interest that we made. It was the interest on the interest earned in the first 6-month period. So this is here we've earned a total of 404, and then what we need to figure out is what's the equivalent principal we need. Let me just call that P dollars, that if it were to be invested at a simple annual interest of 2%, would give you the same total interest. So simple annual interest would just simply be 2% of that, and this is for a 1 year period. So we need to figure out that this P, so that this interest is equal to 404. So P would be 404. I'm just moving the 100 here and then over 2. That becomes 202. And that means the equivalent principal is 20,200, which is choice E. So just a comment about this question. I wouldn't want to do it using the answer choices here because I think that would just be too much computation and the numbers are kind of ugly. So I think it's easier to set it up this way. I mean, certainly you can do it by plugging in, but it's just you'll have to be lucky in terms of where you start. So to summarize, the answer is E.